it took me to step away from Judaism for me to appreciate Judaism. I think many people go through that. I went off to China. I was 2 months in a monastery in China, studying martial arts in a Shaolin temple. And I was about physically, geographically, emotionally, spiritually, about as far away as one could possibly be from Judaism. And it was there, in the bowels of this monastery, that I opened up the Torah and looked at it with a fresh set of eyes. I think part of the challenge is that we are indoctrinated as youngsters, and when we're kids, Judaism is about what we can't do, and don't do this, and don't do that, and don't touch this, and it's muksa, and you can't do these things, and you can't eat this, and you can't do that, and you can't do this. And we never focus on the things that are beautiful about it. And I made a conscious choice that I was going to look at Judaism with a fresh set of eyes and get inspired by the positive commandments of Judaism, the sides that talk about being kind to your neighbor and treating your neighbor, and the morality that Judaism actually set forth to the rest of the world. And when you look at that aspect of Judaism as the original proponent and the original advocate of morality and the foundations of the court systems and all the things that Judaism set up, I was inspired. And I think that kind of emphasis on all the positive of Judaism can turn people around. And if you go to a synagogue that doesn't inspire you, leave. But don't leave Judaism. Leave that synagogue and find another synagogue, because there are tons. And the biggest problem that we face, and I face it many times, is that there were individuals along my path who turned me off. They just turned me off. And I can't explain why they turned me off. But instead of taking that out on Judaism, churn that energy and find someone who turns you on. And that's all that needs to be done. And that's, if I personally find inspiration in my synagogue, the West Side Institutional Synagogue, it's a warm, quirky, fun, inviting place. Got some interesting characters. Come, join anytime. It's on 76 between Columbus and Amsterdam. But you don't like that place? Go somewhere else. That's what's so beautiful. Go to BJ, go to KJ, go to any J. But the point is, just go to a Jewish center and get inspired. And if you can't get it from inside, find other people. Learn, study with people. And from that, the more you involve and invest yourself in our history, in our faith, in our heritage, the more you'll be inspired. The biggest challenge we have is we're facing a crisis of ignorance, which is that our generation probably knows the least amount than ever before. We can talk about why that is, but instead of blaming everybody for the past, do something about the present. Go to a place like MJE, or go to any place. Go to a Chabad center. They're all over the world. And just say, I want to learn more about Judaism. I guarantee you that people, if you go there, and if they say no, I'll personally find you another place. There's so many places where you can learn more about Judaism and get inspired. It just requires a little bit of initiative.